Welcome, Libra. It's your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 20th of April for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead, first of all, then on screen your adventure on Monday, always influential as a backdrop for the whole week. I'll then go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finance. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. As last week came to a close, there was a huge welter of energy in your sector of relating, not least the new moon. And that new moon energy continues to permeate into this week, really giving you an opportunity to release any painful memory around relationships because of the role of the healer Chiron, but also just validate your worth as someone to attract goodness to you. But also on Sunday, Mars and Saturn in Aries came into a conjunction for the first time in 28 years. It's truly symbolic because Saturn is going to be in your sector of relationships for the next 2 years, which suggests there is an opportunity to meet, if you would like to, someone quite profoundly important, but it could test out existing relationships, and the combination with Mars may have seen you being a bit more assertive as last week came to a close. Nothing wrong with that at all, particularly as your instinct can be to lean into other people's needs so well. But if a relationship is going well, Libra, the move of the sun on Monday into, for you, the eighth house of Taurus gives you a chance to explore getting that much more intimate. Now, initially, the sun joins up with your ruler Venus and the free-spirited Uranus, but they are going to be moving later in the week into your fellow air sign of Gemini. And in the case of Uranus, it's going to be for the next 7 years. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to share about that. But just before they do, there is going to be an opportunity for you, perhaps around a magnetic connection, perhaps around a financial opportunity. But also on Friday, there is a quarter moon. And it's a quarter moon which occurs in the sign of Leo. Very much to do with friendship. Is there going to be some tension around your friendship situation or perhaps even an existing relationship? Because as the week draws to a close, the sun moves forwards and squares up with the power broker of Pluto. On the screen now, Libra, is your event chart. And there's the sun. I've done it for midday this week because of the sun moving early Monday into the sign of Taurus. But you can see that Saturn, Mercury, Mars conjunction, which peaked on Sunday, still very prevalent. But the seventh house isn't just about relating. It can be where we need to actually compete. And it may be in a professional situation, the combination of Mars, which can be about assertion, Mercury, which can be about communication, and Saturn, which can be about boundaries, helps you to just remind someone that yes, you can be very collaborative, but there is a point where they need to show respect for you too. Good for you if so. But if there is someone that's really attracting you, the power of Pluto, the transformer in that fifth house of romance, linking back to these three, is very special indeed and could spark a real desire to get what you really need in all sorts of relationships. But as the sun moves forwards this week, it's not going to catch up with Venus and Uranus, but Venus is going to catch up with Uranus on Friday. And that conjunction in the eighth house could see you encounter someone who just really makes your pulse race. But it could be a very unexpected connection, which makes it all the more enticing. But equally, you just could have a brilliant idea about how to use your resources in a more imaginative way. But then later on Friday, Venus moves into your fellow air sign of Gemini. She can be quite flirty there, but actually in the ninth house, she's a truth seeker for you. And over the following around about 4 weeks, the chances are you could get the desire to travel, particularly to places that have a rich historical or cultural context. But as the week goes on, the sun is going to come into that square with the moon by then in the sign of Leo. And also, we're going to have the sun in the square with Pluto. So essentially, a T square on the sun. And that eighth house energy against 11th and 5th suggests if there is any politics, power play, control going on with someone you're involved with, friend or intimately, it could show up at the end of this week. And the move of Venus followed by Uranus on Sunday could give you the desire to break free of something that just seems too heavy. But I think it may be because this seventh house energy and the power of the new moon conjunct Chiron is just making you very conscious, not just of what you bring into this week, but what you want to maintain for the long term about mutual respect. And if you're getting that, then all's fair. You'll work at it. If you're not getting it, that could be very important in all sorts of connections with others. Now, I'm going to summarize the four areas of energy: work, relationships, and finance next. But just before I do, Libra, just to say you can order your personal horoscopes from me now, but I've slashed the prices. So now you can pay for one, but get three in total. You'll get your life roadmap report. The paid report helps you to understand your life journey so far and the patterns that are played out. You'll also get your 12 months transits, the moving planets in the sky interacting with your birth chart, totally unique to you. And then also free the Draconic chart, which helps you to understand the more soul karmic journey you've gone through in this life. Please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your Clash of the Malefics deep dive video, that's on the screen. If you've yet to watch your Uranus moving into Gemini video, that's on the screen too. If you'd like to work with me directly, please see the link below to check out my testimonials. And also, if you've yet to sign up for your free daily horoscope, fire at your device each morning to get your early day celestial pit stop, please see that below too. So to summarize, as far as your financial situation is concerned, I think you could be very savvy over the next month. But by the end of this week, you could have a stunning idea which can really propel your situation forwards. As far as work, Jupiter, the planet of fortune, is in a brilliant part of your scope right through to the end of June, suggesting if you can use your natural people skills and diplomacy along with your talent, that's a rich window of opportunity for you. Relationships, I think they can be very good, but they can also be tested. It just depends. The most important relationship we have, Libra, is with ourselves. And the more that's intact with you, you feel content that you're living your life to your own set of values and rules, and let other people adapt to you more, because in the past perhaps you have been rather too much of a giver. So I would say a relationship can go either way, but if you have met someone recently and it's going well, it can get deeper. But if you're not enjoying it, by the end of the week you could be thinking about springing free. Now, just to say, the arrival of Uranus in your ninth house right at the end of this week is definitely going to bring some exciting encounters for you of all kinds over the next 7 years. Have a great week, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you again.